We
Yep, yep.
live, man.
It's your boy Ralph. This is Damn YouTube Sports Talk. Stay tuned live. We got Jay in the building. We got Ian in the building.
User.
I
Hey,
think
how's it
Don,
going, everybody?
what's going on, brother? How y'all feeling?
Good, 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 man. You know how it is, man. One day at a time.
Yeah, I think Donovan said he gonna probably be in.
Yeah, he gonna try.
Okay, well, when he jump on, he'll just jump in when we at. But how you feeling, Ian? I know you out there in Vegas, hot as hell.
Hot.
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to survive the heat.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, man. We ain't got long to college football, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I saw the story about Nico. I call him Nico I because I can't pronounce his last name. He was the quarterback at Tennessee. He jumped in the portal and he ended up at UCLA. And originally it was supposed to be about NIL money, about he wanted more than what Tennessee was willing to give on the NIL side. So now last week, his daddy came out, or allegedly the story came out about his daddy having a conversation with Josh Heupel, the head coach, saying that if he wanted his son to stay, he said if he wanted us to stay, as in him and his son, that he was going to have to put, some better players around him. And so now they making it seem like he left for family, be closer to family. So my question is, and I'm gonna let y'all go before I go. Are the parents getting too involved in the decision making during his NIL era? Because now it's all over the place. He said it was, reported about money. Then it's reported about the roster. Then it came out that he wanted to be close to family. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell going on, because it don't make sense to leave Tennessee and go to UCLA with a worse roster on a team that was getting better under Josh Heupel, who was just in the college football playoffs. So Ian, tell me how you feel about that, because I can't understand it. I think it's too much going on, too much involvement here.
So, when it comes to money, we know historically it doesn't matter if it's pro, doesn't matter if it's amateur, doesn't matter if it's juniors, regardless of the situation. When money's involved, parents look at their kids as a lottery ticket. They just do. There are certain parents who look at their kids being successful athletes and say, hey, I made it. When in reality, it was your kid who made it. It wasn't you. But they're going to try to take all the credit for it. When it comes to a parent getting involved, here's my take on it. Here's my angle, if you will. Unless you are part of the coaching staff, you shouldn't be involved. Unless you are part of the administrative, you shouldn't be involved. Unless you have something to do with that university or that college or that campus, you should not be involved. All right, you're a parent. I understand that you're going to be emotional when it comes to your kid. I'm aware of that. But when you overstep and you cost your kid a chance to make money, or you cause a chance of missing a championship, that's when you overstep. So my angle is, unless you are part of that university already ahead of time, you shouldn't be getting involved.
Jay, what you think about it?
I pretty much agree with Ian. You know what I mean? Like as a parent, as parents, you supposed to, you know what I'm saying, advise your kids. You're supposed to look out for them. You know what I mean? NFL building is in New York is under an active shooter alert. All right.
Wait, hold up. Wait, is he talking about Buffalo or are you talking about New Jersey?
I don't know.
Is that just the overall NFL building where they, make the
he talking about the NFL. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. I'm not sure if he's talking about just that's what it looked like. He talking about NFL building.
Yeah, he said the NFL building. So.
You talking about the headquarters? You talking about the headquarters?
Yeah, the headquarters.
The building that has all the offices.
Yeah,
it sound like a headquarters. Yeah, but with the NIL thing, like Ian said, parents pretty much want the best for their kids, but some take it too far. I ain't gonna say they all do, but some take it too far to where, they put themselves like they living their lives or their careers through their kid. You know what I'm saying? And then they take it too far, and then it just go get crazy. Like, dude, right here, you know what I mean? Like it's we instead of he. You know what I'm saying? Like We didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You raised your kid, but at the same time, he's the one that put in the work and stuff like that. But it's not really we. You know what I mean? Like it's really your son. So to me, yeah, definitely parents can't get too far involved with the NIL, especially when it's come to millions. I see, you know what I'm saying, why parents, like if my kid was making millions of dollars in college, I want to input, but at the same time, I'm gonna let him make his own decisions and stuff like that. If he comes to me for advice like that, I'm gonna give him some advice. Even if he don't come to me for advice, I'm still gonna give my input. But at the end of the day, he got the last word. Because at the end of the day, he grown too. You in college, you pretty much grown.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this: y'all seen him play last season at Tennessee?
I did. Yes.
Nah, I didn't. I
So,
didn't.
so who would you compare him to, quarterback wise, that that came out in this past draft? Would you say he was kind of like a Jalen Milroe type of quarterback?
Yeah,
So I was
pretty good.
actually gonna say he's actually more of a Dylan Gabriel type of guy.
Okay.
I mean talent wise, he's someone that he can win. He can help you win games, and he can help you get down the field. But Nico wasn't somebody that is going to put the team on his back kind of guy. I think that he's somebody that if you have the right system around him, you got enough weapons around him, he can do things for you. Just like Dylan Gabriel did his one season at Oregon. He did what he had to do, and he did get drafted. Hey, kudos to him. But Dylan Gabriel wasn't the reason why Oregon was successful. It was the system that Oregon has.
Right. So my thing is,
I agree with you, dog.
because he said because now they got three different things going here. Like I said, it started allegedly with NIL, about him wanting more than Tennessee was willing to give on the NIL side. Then his pops came in and said, allegedly to Josh Heupel, that if you want us to stick around, you got to put better talent around. So now Nico, this past week saying that family and being close to the family played a big factor in the transfer to UCLA. So if family was a factor, why the hell didn't he just stay on the West Coast from the get-go?
Because it wasn't at the beginning. His dad, you know what I'm saying, was chirping in his ear. And that's what, you know what I'm saying, to me changed his mind because his dad and family finally got involved, pretty much just his dad, you know what I'm saying, all that chirping he doing in his ear, that pretty much, I think that's what played a part in it.
Then on top of the fact, I get that too, Jay. But if your pops allegedly told Josh Heupel, who, by the way, Tennessee has gotten better each year under Josh Heupel, who was just in the college football playoffs with Josh Heupel, and they lost to Ohio State, the champs. So it's not like you went in there and lost to a rinky dink. You lost to the champs, and you made the college football playoffs, and you've been getting better each year under Josh Heupel. So how the hell did his daddy think that transferring to UCLA was going to have better talent around him than what he would have had if he had stayed at Tennessee? I don't get that.
Yeah,
So
I don't get that.
that's what makes me think it was more about the initial disagreement with the NIL money. I don't understand that. So I say that to say this. A lot of times when you got, I understand your parents, they work with you to get you up to this certain point, so they feel entitled to have so much involvement in the decision making because they feel like without their time and effort putting into you, investing in you, you wouldn't be quite what you are. I get that, but a lot of times the parents give advice from a parent standpoint, not from a business standpoint. A lot of parents don't know the business because they're not in the business. They never been in the business. They don't know nobody in the business. They just giving you advice because you they child, and they feel like you're supposed to take it because you their child.
Right.
But once you get a
So
certain age and you get in certain businesses, your parents may not be the best people to seek that advice from. You may have to go and talk to somebody that's in the business, somebody that's already been in the business and been where you're trying to go. It's not that you don't, trying to disobey and sway away from your parents. Is that y'all don't have the knowledge for the business that we in. So for me to be successful in the business that I'm getting in, I need to go and deal with people that's in the business or people that have already been in the business and get the best advice about that business. I can't get the best advice about the business from somebody who ain't never been in it and don't know nobody in it. Now, if you know people that's in it and you can refer me, then that's great. But you don't. So I can't take your advice when it comes to this. I need to go and affiliate myself with people that's been there and done that where I'm trying to go. So a lot of different things will come out of this. He could go from, and I think he was going to take another step at Tennessee, because like I said, Josh Heupel has gotten Tennessee better each year. You know, Joe Milton, they were solid with Joe Milton was there. And I forgot the other quarterback that was before Joe Milton. But they were
Well, Josh Dobbs was there for a long time. I mean, Josh Dobbs used to be at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think they had back-to-back black quarterbacks. It was Joe Milton and somebody else. But anyway, they were getting better each year.
Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker, that's it. Yeah, Hendon Hooker. They were getting better each year under Josh Heupel. So I think Tennessee was gonna still be a solid team this year had he stayed. So I don't think that was the best advice from his pops, because now you going to UCLA. UCLA, they didn't even they qualify for a bowl. They finished the season under 500, so they didn't even qualify for a bowl.
They trash.
And I think they moved to the Big Ten, right?
So they're part of the Big Ten. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, they moved to the Big Ten and they finished damn near at the bottom of the Baronet division.
But you got to remember. But you got to remember though what UCLA did, and this is kind of a two-parter. Well, first off, they brought in a former. They promoted a former NFL running back named Deshaun Foster.
Deshaun Foster,
their head coach. Right. So he was like an assistant with UCLA. Then they promoted him to be a head coach. So that's something that does bring value to UCLA.
Because wasn't Eric Bieniemy, he was the coach there, right?
Repeat that.
Eric Bieniemy, wasn't he one of the coaches out
there?
Eric
Bieniemy was an assistant. Yeah, he was an assistant there. And they still couldn't do anything with it. But the second thing I do want to mention with UCLA, because this is important, is that when Nico transferred from Tennessee to UCLA, his brother, Madden, who was at Arkansas, went over to UCLA the very next day. So it wasn't like it was just Nico. Apparently, it was an all-family effort. Like, his brother went from Arkansas to UCLA the very next day, which made the whole thing suspicious. But a lot of people believe that UCLA made a deal where, hey, if we take Nico, we have to take your younger brother as well.
Yeah, I could see something like that. You know, being a part of getting Nico to transfer over there by taking his brother. But I don't think UCLA is going to be better talent-wise than what he would have had he stayed at Tennessee. You know,
but you see, the messed up thing about Nico and CBS Sports, who, by the way, I used my reference for this, they have him graded as a third-round pick in next year's draft. Now, obviously, if he balls out at UCLA, he could go from a third-round pick to easily being a first-round pick. Or if he struggles, he might go to be in a fifth or a sixth-round pick. But as of right now, they have him graded as a third-round pick in the draft next year. So just take that as you will.
So that that's what Jalen Milroe was a third-round pick, right?
Jalen Milroe and Dylan Gabriel, I believe they both were.
Both third. Okay, so he pretty much will be on that same scale as those two quarterbacks. In between those two quarterbacks, Jalen Milroe and a Dylan Gabriel as of now. But okay, all right. So I think he would have been in a better situation, in my opinion, had he stayed at Tennessee. Now Tennessee, the SEC is in my opinion still tougher conference than the Big Ten overall. I think
we're gonna disagree. We're gonna disagree on that, but go ahead.
I still think so. You know, because the Big Ten now, who are the top tier teams in the Big Ten now? You got Michigan, Ohio State,
Penn State.
State.
I mean, you got to remember what Minnesota's been doing recently. You got to talk about what Oregon's doing. I mean, Oregon's the top team in the Big Ten now. So Washington made the college football playoff 2 years ago.
It's 5.
I mean,
but I'm not even gonna count Minnesota, because Minnesota, I'm talking about overall. Like, Minnesota's usually not a team that's there. But when I say SEC, I'm talking about, you know, the Georgia, you know, Bama. You got Tennessee that's getting better. Ole Miss, Texas, A&M, Oklahoma. and even teams like that that shocked some people this year. And I know they not usually there because they suck usually, but they getting better, and it's only thanks to the transfer portal. But you had a team like Vanderbilt that shocked a couple people this year.
So let's just say that historically the SEC would be top heavy. Yes.
Right,
But I'm
yeah.
talking about right now. I would say the Big Ten is probably the strongest conference in all college football, like based off of like right now. So,
Uh, ah,
like I'm talking about 2025. Historically, you got a point.
It
yeah,
says it says Ohio State, Buckeyes, Nebraska, Minnesota, Penn State, Michigan, Rutgers, Iowa, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Indiana,
USC.
Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland, Oregon Ducks, UCLA, USC, Washington, and Illinois fighting Illinois. So I guess it got some cool teams, huh?
Yeah.
yeah. All them combined in the Big Ten. I think the only two that just recently joined the SEC was Texas and Oklahoma. Now I'm not sure about the rumors if that's true about Clemson and North Carolina trying to join. But we'll see. That just rumors, but we'll see.
Well, a lot of that is based off the fact that ACC is kind of a singing ship. That's the problem with ACC. Like a lot of people are trying to jump off the ACC right now. So
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I think it started back when they was that year Florida State. I think they won the ACC when Jordan Travis went down, and they didn't get in, and they kind of wanted out because they felt like the ACC wasn't a strong enough conference. But yeah, and I think it kind of stemmed and started from that. And that was the year they went into the bowl game. But I think Georgia got left out too, and that was the game that they played. Georgia and Florida State played, and everybody was saying that Florida State felt they deserved to be in. Then this is the game they need to show up and prove. And then they went out there and just got the hell beat out of them by I think it was like 60-3 or something like that.
yeah.
Dang, son.
Yeah, it was something crazy. I think that's where that stemmed from. But yeah, we can roll the next one, Jay. Now that Shamar Stewart, he did sign, his contract, and he's, reported the Bengals camp. Who you think was at fault? Was it him or Cincinnati? And will this be an issue moving forward in the NFL?
You can go ahead, Ian.
So when it comes to this situation, I really don't blame one side or the other. I think they're both have a lot to blame. On one hand, I look at what Cincinnati did. They tried to lowball him. They tried to not pay him what he was slotted to be at. Because it's something that most people don't know, and Ralph and to all the people watching around the world, and Jay and all that. When it comes to the NFL draft now, those picks are allocated at a certain value. All right, where you get drafted is essentially where you're supposed to get your rookie deal at. Now, there's a little bit of leeway if you want to pay somebody maybe a little bit more, if you want to pay him a little bit lower. But for the most part, these NFL draft picks now are slotted at a certain amount. That's how much you're supposed to give those first round picks. What Cincinnati tried to do is that instead of giving him a little bit less, they tried to shave off a couple of million less than what he was picked at. So on that front, I understand why Stewart's camp would be frustrated with that. But then on the other hand, when it comes to Stewart and the possibility about, I'm just going to return to Texas A&M, I'm going to try to, go back and play college football next year so I can go into the draft the year after. To me, I feel like that was something that wasn't going to work out. Because let's just say you do go back to Texas A&M and you get hurt the first game back. Let's just say that. Well, then your draft value tanks. And then the next year, let's say you get drafted in the 4th round, where you get drafted, as a day 2, day 3 kind of pick, then you're not going to get that money that you would have gotten if you would have taken Cincinnati's deal, even if it would have been a lowball deal. So on one hand, I understand why Stewart did it, but I also understand that it would have been a terrible move for him to go back to college football because of the risk behind it.
All right, Dalton said both of them. To be honest, that Stewart pick was a reach. He hasn't done anything special. Bengals defense are trash. They still couldn't get it done with Hendrickson. I think blame could be placed on both, but I probably put more on the Bengals. You know what I mean? They the professional team. If they really tried to lowball them, to me, that's your fault. Then you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't. You know, because I think his deal was he wanted everything to be guaranteed, right? Or he wanted the whole all his money to be guaranteed because somebody else got it all guaranteed.
So
Yes,
he essentially wanted a fully guaranteed deal.
right.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, if somebody else is getting it, was everybody getting it? All the rookies pretty much getting guaranteed. So to me,
What ends up happening is that a rookie contract is more or less guaranteed. I mean that's the whole point. That's essentially it's a fully guaranteed deal.
right. So if they wasn't trying to do that, you know what I mean, and pretty much everybody else was getting fully guaranteed contracts, I see why he held out. You know what I mean. So I mean, to me, I place more blame on Cincinnati for trying to lowball him. And then eventually, I think what he got fully guaranteed now, he could have been did this, you know what I mean? But they tried to lowball him and it backfired. And
And
yeah,
and Josh, what's fascinating about it is that because of this, second round picks are now fully guaranteed. So
dang.
now it's extended into the second round too.
Yeah,
So
What
yeah.
up,
'Cause
JD?
safety from South Carolina, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he just recently signed his fully guaranteed deal.
he did. Yeah, he did.
I can't put the Nick. I can't pronounce his last name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But um, to
Shoot,
answer
ours just signed too.
fully, go Matthew Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Matthew Golden signed, but our second round pick, I forgot. I think he's an offensive lineman. Belton, I think Belton or defensive lineman. He signed.
Fully
Yeah,
guaranteed.
he
Uh,
signed. Yeah, he
yeah, he
signed.
just signed like last week.
Okay, I just seen somebody comment about the Bengals. I can't remember exactly what it was, but uh, to answer that, if I'm with Cincinnati, I wouldn't have taken him in the first round. I think this draft was deep enough where they could have let T. Higgins go. They could have drafted Ibuka out of Ohio State or another wide receiver in the first round. They got a linebacker in the second round out of South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. And they could have still got an edge rush in the third round because we got two of them. And I think the guy we got played opposite of Shamar Stewart at Texas A&M, and he was more productive than Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, that's what
And
I heard. Yeah.
then he went in the third. So, and if you Cincinnati, you still don't have Trey Hendrickson. So you could have got a wide receiver on a rookie deal, let T. Higgins go get his money somewhere else, still got your linebacker, got got your rookie receiver to replace T. Higgins, still got a third round. So if I'm Cincinnati, I mean they did that kind of backwards in my opinion. But if and I heard what's the guy, Mad Dog, the one that be on with Stephen A sometimes.
Yeah.
Heard him
Yeah, the baseball guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a clip of him saying like 30 of the 32 teams got similar verbiage in their contracts.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, so 30 of the 32 teams got similar verbiage in their contracts that the Cincinnati Bengals got in theirs with Shamar Stewart. So if whatever reason Shamar Stewart getting some off the field issues and they feel like they don't deserve to pay him a fully guaranteed deal, then that's not Shamar Stewart's fault. That's the organization's fault for not doing their homework on him. If you know that I'm a guy that could possibly get it off of my background, then why draft me? Why not just pass on me and let it be somebody else's issue? If you draft me, you should have done your homework on me. And if you think that I'm going to do something that requires for you not having to pay me a non-guaranteed contract, then don't draft me. Let somebody else draft me and let that not be your issue to be somebody else's issue. You
Pretty
as an
much.
organization got to do your homework on that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And to your point, Jay, they still gave him a fully guaranteed contract. So why the hell they wait so long to do it when they could have already done it? Had the man,
Exactly.
and you still don't got Trey Henderson. So I don't understand what the hell Cincinnati doing because they had this issue with Jamar Chase. Remember, he held out for a little while. He got his money, which he was obviously going to get it anyway. But the fact that he had to hold out for a little while to get it, then you had the situation with T. Higgins who they kept slapping the franchise tag on until he got his money. Now you got Trey Henderson. You just got Shamar Stewart signed. So it's the ownership somewhere is got to be in the mix of the problem somewhere in Cincinnati because they let Jesse Bates go because they didn't want to pay him. And that's how he ended up going to Atlanta in free agency. So something in the ownership in Cincinnati about it being cheap as hell and not wanting to do is the problem in the mix with this here. So I don't blame him. And shit, I want a fully guaranteed deal. If you feel like I'm not a fully guaranteed worthy player, then don't draft me. Do your homework and don't draft me. And let that be somebody else's problem and not yours to deal with.
Before Dre go, JD said Texans receiver Jay Higgins and Cleveland linebacker got first fully guaranteed in the second round of the draft. He said that was a good point. The Bengals gonna be the Bengals, bro. It's all about offense. It seems in Cincy. So that's basically it. That's all they offense gonna be their defense. They don't care about offense. Defense at all over there in Cincinnati, man. So
No, so what they did is that they played franchise mode on Madden and just did that in real life.
They should learn how Green Bay did before. Remember, we had all offense and the trash defense, and we went 15-1 and got bounced in the playoffs. So
did you? I had no idea. Did you get bounced? 15-1? Did you?
15-1, man. It was crazy. No defense.
I totally forgot about that. Who'd you lose to, by the way? Was it?
It was the Giants, right?
Oh man, it was Eli Manning, right? Yeah.
Pretty much the GOAT. No, go ahead, Dre. Before this Bears fan keep talking.
I'm asking a genuine question. I wasn't even being a smart ass.
Nah, it was the great Eli Manning. Dre, you going in and out. We hear you, but it's like robotic. So go in. The Dragon Slayer, for real. Go in and come back out. It usually works. But yeah, man, Eli Manning, that's my guy though.
And what's crazy is he beat Brett Favre in 2007. They beat Aaron Rodgers in 2011.
He did. That's the thing. He beat Brett Favre last game in the playoffs for us. And then he beat 15-1 Packers, man. Let's see if his connection working now. Go ahead. Nah, it's still the same. He said use the StreamYard app. All right, go ahead. You want to go to the next one, or you stay on this one?
Yeah, we can roll to the next one.
All right.
So, what NFL team got a chance to go from worst to first in their division? If so,
let me check the divisions.
Hey, Josh, you want to go first? You want me to?
You can go first. I'm about to look at the divisions real quick.
So, for me, I'm going to break this down logically, okay? The AFC East is New England. I highly doubt they're going to do that. Let's take them out. AFC North is Cleveland. No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Cleveland's going to do anything in the AFC North. So let's cross them out. AFC South is Tennessee. I highly doubt Tennessee is going to do anything of note this year, except be Cam Ward's rookie film for his upcoming year. AFC West is the Las Vegas Raiders, and as much as I want to be positive for the team here, and I watch the Raiders because I do media here, they're not going to do better than Denver. They're not going to do better than KC, and definitely not LA. So let's cross that out. NFC East is New York Giants, and Malik Neighbors can only do so much for you. So let's cross that out. NFC North is Chicago Bears, and let's move on from that. NFC South would be Carolina Panthers, and I'm going to move on. So the NFC West, I'm going to say San Francisco. Out of all 8 of those teams I mentioned, the 49ers probably have the best odds of being the worst to first, because the talent-wise, San Francisco does have talent. They were injury-prone last year. That was the situation San Francisco had. So my pick will be San Francisco.
Okay. I mean, I think San Fran injury prone now. IU out. I don't know when he's coming back. The dude, what's his name? Jennings, the one that was just asking to be traded.
Jawan Jennings.
Jawan, I think he just recently got
He
injured.
said, "Don't jinx us."
I think
Niners, baby.
so. I don't even know what wide receivers they really have. And the one they drafted last year, Ricky Persall, I don't even know.
Yeah, he hurt. I heard. Hey, JD, what's Pretty Ricky's injury? I think it's a
Yeah,
hamstring. Right?
I don't know what's the status on him.
I think he had got a hamstring injury. I think it's between the Niners and I don't think Niners gonna be first though. But they do have if out of all the teams, it's Niners and in Carolina.
I think they out on defense too, because then they lost the safety to Denver and Green back. They lost both of them to Denver.
Oh yeah, Juwan got a calf. Ricky back.
Oh, Ricky back.
See, here's the thing about San Francisco, and this is the only credit I will ever give San Francisco. They know how to get rid of old talent and bring in new people. They've done it like 4 or 5 times, where they get rid of older players and just bring in rookies to fill that role.
Yeah, I mean they got the best play caller. Oh, he came back yesterday. They got one of the best play callers, so he don't need like top tier talent to be competitive. I just don't see them. I don't see them being first.
Ricky yesterday.
Yeah, he came back yesterday. So we're gonna see. But I think Carolina, because the NFC South, who is Tampa Bay? Probably Tampa Bay. I still don't believe in Atlanta. On paper, they look good. I just don't believe them no more. They got to prove it to me. That's why they went all defense in the draft. So, those are two divisions I could see is the South and the West.
Yeah. Carolina, I could see Carolina. Not by a large margin, maybe by a game or two or something like that. Then one of those, and they wasn't the worst team in the division. The Saints actually were. They finished third.
Oh, Saints was the worst?
Yeah, his last. But they, same record, but tiebreaker head to head. They, so Carolina got a chance. And I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna throw a wild. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say possibly. I don't know. This tough. I would say possibly Chicago, with Ben Johnson now being the head coach over there, coming from Detroit, and Detroit also lost Glenn. Damn, I can't think his first name, to the Jets. He's the Jets head coach now.
Aaron Glenn.
So they lost two key coaches on the staff over there.
Yeah, I think that's why they're going to take a step back.
They lost 7. To be honest, they lost 7 assistants last year.
Yeah, 7 total.
Y'all played the South this year, JD?
Yeah, okay. 7 total. So they lost a lot on the coaching staff over there, and being going to a team within that same division, and you look at all the weapons that they put around Caleb Williams going into this year with Ben Johnson. They added another tight end, so now they got 2 tight end sets they can run with Cole Kmet and the dude Loveland. They added
no, Ralph, don't jinx us. No,
they got 2 tight ends now, Loveland and Cole Kmet. They got a running back, Swift still there. DJ
hype him up.
Rome Meduze there, and they drafted Luther Burton. And I think they went and actually spent money on the offensive line.
Now they did. I ain't gonna lie. On paper
Ralph, just because you talking so mightily about Chicago, I'm changing my pick. My pick is Carolina. Carolina's gonna win the NFC South. All right, Carolina's gonna win the NFC South now. That's my pick. That's my pick.
What y'all think about?
But I mean, the only thing that could possibly stop, the Chicago Bears from being the first team in that division is
Chicago Bears.
If Caleb Williams don't take the next step like he's supposed to, then this this actually what I'm about to say is leading into the next topic. But if he don't take the next step like he's supposed to, he probably is not the guy for Ben Johnson. You know, with all the weapons you got now, there'll be no reason for you not to take the step. You know what I'm saying? You should be damn near forced to take the next step, even if you don't want to, with the weapons you got. You know, the type of quarterback that you were projected to be. And now you have Ben Johnson there, that came from within your division in Detroit. So
Exactly, JD.
that could be a team that could, you know, sneakily go from being worse to first in the division. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know things are, you know, kind of turning now because the Chicago Bears are historically known for defense, and now with the way the NFL is, they're switching to more of a minded franchise. But
What you
then,
think? What you think about what JD said? He said Pittsburgh wasn't last, but you think Pittsburgh got a shot at winning that division?
do Pittsburgh got a shot at winning the division?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, neither.
I
Them
think
bums.
Pittsburgh is gonna start out strong, but I think they're gonna fizzle out down the stretch of the season. Like, don't be surprised if Pittsburgh, one of them teams that start off like 5-2 or something, like 6-3 or 5-2, something like that. But then they gonna fizzle out towards the end, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, you still got Baltimore twice, Cincinnati twice, even though, you know, defensively Cincinnati is not the team to put that
But
kind of.
yeah, but division games is different, man.
Yeah, they different.
I mean, look, when it comes to Pittsburgh, let's just be honest with ourselves. Let's look inward. We know what the Steelers are going to be. They're going to go 9-8, maybe 10-7. They're going to do just enough to finish above 500, which, by the way, I have Cincinnati or Baltimore win this division. Cincinnati's going to win every game like 48-45, but still, that's the point. But when it comes to Pittsburgh, they're going to do just enough to finish above 500, Josh, and for the 19th year in a row, be over 500. So,
Yeah, I can see that happening. JD said the Bears got 3 linemen in free agency and had back-to-back skill positions in the draft. They do. I ain't gonna lie, Bears the last few years they have been, you know what I'm saying, building that roster. But when the season comes, it's just the Bears being the Bears, man. But on paper, they nice though. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. I could see them being one of them teams that go from worst to first.
I think they're gonna be
if Caleb Williams buy in and do what he, you know, and stop.
Yeah, they're not gonna be last. They bet not. I mean, if they become last place this year, it's something wrong, dog. It ain't no way they should be in last place unless they get like Caleb Williams get hurt or somebody. That's the only player that could really get hurt for them to just come in last for me.
If the Chicago Bears finish last again in this division, Caleb Williams is. They gonna look at him as not being the guy for them and Ben Johnson. They not gonna get rid. They not gonna do what we doing in Carolina. They not gonna keep getting rid of coaches and think it's the coaches the blame every time a new one come in and don't. They gonna start to look at the quarterback. It's a reason.
Gotta be the quarterback. That's always been a problem as a quarterback.
There's a reason Ben Johnson is there. You know what I'm saying? From a divisional team in Detroit. There's a reason he there.
But does he have a history of like developing quarterbacks, or is he just a good play caller?
No. So here's the thing about Ben Johnson, right? Even dating back to his Miami Dolphin days, he was mostly a receiver guy. Like, if you ever notice Ben Johnson, his actual expertise has been at receiver. Like, he gets the most out of young receivers. Like, that's something Ben Johnson has done brilliantly at throughout his career. So he's really more of a receiver guy.
I didn't know that. I just wanted to. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, I can see them. That's why they took him, because they got some young receivers over there. So
yeah, Roman Duze. Well, he came there last year in the draft.
But still, I mean, he's still young. He still probably could develop him. Yeah. He said only thing about the Bears is all the other teams in the division is playoff teams. Who drops if the Bears ascend? Minnesota. I think Minnesota gonna take a big drop.
Minnesota, they gonna. I think they gonna drop. I think when it come to Minnesota, I think that's another which leads into the next topic. Another quarterback that's probably gonna be under a ton of pressure, because you saw what Sam Darnold did with with the Vikings, and if you JJ McCarthy, The only reason you weren't in there is because you got injured. Sam Darnold had to come in because you got injured, and he came in and did that with Minnesota, and now he's out, and now you have to come in and pick up and duplicate that because that's what they're expecting you to do now that you missed time, and Sam Darnold had to pick up your slack, and it ain't, if he don't look like that, that's gonna be the team, like you said, Jay. That's gonna be the team that fall off.
Drop off, yeah, for real. So yeah, the next question, and then JD also said Burden in the second round as well. So you can go to the second one. I mean, the next question.
Yeah, kind of goes in what I just previously said. Which one of these which QB is under the most pressure, or QBs? Because there's a few of them, in my opinion. Who you got?
For a Packer fan, Jordan Love started his third season. Definitely. Hold on, let me get JD's. He said Minnesota, another team who added 3 linemen and brought in a nice running back and 2 nice DTs. Yeah, I mean they're gonna be straight defensively. You know what I'm saying? It's just that quarterback is a big problem to me. It's just
Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. The problem Minnesota is going to have is they have a quarterback who's now a check down. Like, J.J. McCarthy is not someone who's a gunslinger. He's a check down, past 10, 15 yards, hand off to the running back. That's what he did in Michigan. Like, a lot of people didn't realize that. Like, Blake Corum was a major factor to Michigan. It wasn't really J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
JD said Justin Herbert. To me, as a Packer fan, like I said, Jordan Love going into his third year as a starter. He got to win. He got to do something, man. You got to win a couple games. I mean, as a Packer fan, to me, is Super Bowl or bust. But I don't think we're going to the Super Bowl this year. I think he just got to show some progress. Like, we got to continue to be a contender. He just got to show some progress. To me, it wasn't all on Jordan Love last year because our receivers dropped a whole bunch of passes, though. But I think Justin Herbert definitely got something to show. And what's the name? Lamar Jackson, man. He went in these MVPs, man. You gotta do something in the playoffs, man. Like,
right.
You just can't be like, I had a quarterback winning 4 MVPs, win Super Bowl, man. He couldn't get back. So to me, it's Lamar Jackson. I know it's other ones though. That's where O'Connell better adjust his first round quarterback. Oh, and he said Dak. I was gonna say Dak too until I thought about Lamar, but to me, Lamar won 2 MVPs and really don't have a good playoff record. So to me, it's Lamar.
Okay.
You go ahead.
Yeah, so when it comes to quarterbacks under the most pressure, I have 4. All right, I listed down 4 quarterbacks. The first one is Josh Allen, and the reason why Josh Allen's under a lot of pressure is that he has to beat his Tom Brady. All right, he has to beat his Joe Montana. All right, he has to beat the quarterback that he just comes up close and just comes up this short every single year. And we all know that's Patrick Mahomes. Okay? Josh Allen has been, what's that phrase? He's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like, that's what Josh Allen's been the last 6 or 7 years. He just can't beat Mahomes. He can't get to the Super Bowl. Even though we all know he's a talented quarterback. I mean, he's one of the most talented people we've seen in the NFL. He just can't beat Mahomes. So that's the most pressure for Josh Allen. Can he finally get past Mahomes? Secondly, and since he's a former number 1 overall pick, I got to put him on here. That's Bryce Young. Like, Bryce Young is going to have to step up and actually show that he can win games when it matters with Carolina. Because if they have another losing season and Dave Canales, who you brought over from Seattle, he was the quarterback guy in Seattle under Geno Smith, helped bring his career back to relevance. If Dave Canales cannot help out Bryce Young and not get the best out of him, that's going to be a huge pressure point for Bryce Young with him being the number 1 overall pick. So he's on there. I have C.J. Stroud. I mean, C.J. Stroud, he struggled his sophomore year, but his third year is the key. Now, can he rebound and kind of get back to what he did in year 1, or is he going to continue to struggle like he did in year 2? And my final one is that because we know that his replacement is eventually going to be possible next year, and that's Matthew Stafford. I mean, Matthew Stafford's a long-established veteran, Super Bowl champion. but he's not young. I mean, he's 37 years old. I mean, this is a quarterback who's on his way out, maybe 1 or 2 years left.
I'm with
So
you on
he's
that
going to have
one.
a lot of pressure in LA.
Well, I'm with JD too. He got Joe Burrow. Uh, uh, he got both wide receivers paid, and Illuminati sacrificed his defense. Man, yeah, Joe Burrow definitely is up there, man. Like to me, those top three quarterbacks is like you said, Josh Allen, um, not Mahomes. What's the other one? Joe Burrow and
And
Lamar.
Patrick,
Man, they got to beat. Well, Burrow beat Mahomes, but that was a while back. But all them boys got to beat Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't keep letting Mahomes beat you, and Mahomes don't even got the firepower that they have. You know, Josh Allen ain't got firepower no more like that though. But I don't know. Like them three, they gotta do something because
So
Mahomes own it.
so y'all quarterbacks that y'all got under pressure, if they don't produce, you know what I mean, that obviously they're not out. Like Buffalo's not getting rid of Josh Allen if he have a slightly underachieving season. Baltimore not gonna get rid of. So which quarterbacks you think this is it? Like this is your last shot. Like you got
uh, I,
this year.
I'm, I mean, Ralph, I hate to say it because it is your team, but it's
That
Bryce Young, man. If the Carolina Panthers have a top 5 pick in the draft next year, and this
Yeah,
quarterback class, by the way, is a million times better than what it was last year.
yeah,
Like 2026 is way better and way more deep than 2025 was. So if Carolina has a top 5 pick next year, let's just say that everything goes horribly wrong for Bryce Young. Carolina will then have an excuse to dump Bryce Young and go get a quarterback with top 5 pick next year.
yeah. I agree. I mean, he was one of the quarterbacks on my list because, like you said, uh, we didn't have coaching change after coaching change. You know, we're not gonna keep changing coaches when the common denominator is the quarterback position. We brought in Dave Canals, who, like you said, rejuvenated Geno Smith. Then he went down to Tampa and rejuvenated Baker Mayfield. So those are two quarterbacks who got rejuvenated under Dave Canals that we brought in to be our head coach uh, for Bryce. Then we went in and got you two receivers, Xavier Legette last year, who we traded back into the first round to get, and we got Ted McMillan this year. We spent money in the offseason on the offensive line. We re-signed Chuba Hubbard. We drafted another running back, Trevor Etienne, and we brought in Rico Dow. You got two tight ends. They spent money on the defensive side of the ball. They paid J.C. Horn. So he is under the most pressure, in my opinion, because like you said, next year's draft class, that's going to be the excuse that if we not pushing for a playoff, this might not be the guy for us. You know, especially looking back at what we gave up to trade up with Chicago to get the number pick to draft Bryce. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So that's one quarterback that's under pressure. Uh, uh
He's saying let Bryce and Dave grow together because he said Tepper is a weirdo.
yeah, see, I mean, I get that, but at some point, you don't want to keep having 3 and 4 years straight with top 5, top 6, top 7 picks. You know, and now you're getting into a situation where you gonna have to make a decision on are you picking up his 5th year option, are you gonna pay him? And if he ain't making those type of strides worth that kind of money, then you better just make that decision sooner than later to move off of him. Especially when you got a quarterback class that's coming up that's worthy of drafting a quarterback and not waiting to see and get to a weaker draft or weaker quarterback draft. You know what I'm saying? So Bryce is under pressure in my opinion. Especially in that division. There's no one team in that division that's just like the runaway favorites. You know what I'm saying? Uh
He
so
said JT Sanders and Leggett are some of his sleepers this year, especially in fantasy.
yeah. That's one of the tight ends I was talking about. We drafted him last year out of Texas, and Tommy still there. So you got two big body tight ends, two big body wide receivers. You still got a veteran in Adam Thielen there. You got Hunter Winfrey, who probably gonna make the team because they say he been looking good in camp. And then you drafted Jimmy Horn. So you got tons of options at the receiver, and you still had the second year guy Jalen Coker, who played solid last year when he got the snaps. So Bryce Young definitely up there. Uh, looking at McCarthy in Minnesota, you can't come in and look worse.
You said your last games was promising last year. Your last 4 games.
Yeah, he got to build off of that. After coming back from being benched, he got to build off of that.
Nah, for real.
Another one is JJ McCarthy. Like I said, he can't let Sam Darnold come in 1 year that Sam Darnold wasn't even supposed to be the starter and do with that team with Sam Darnold. Because if you look at Sam Darnold's overall career, Sam Darnold ain't did a damn thing until this past season.
Exactly.
So that one hit wonder season that Sam Darnold just had in Minnesota, I understand this is going to be your start, but you can't come in there and be less than half of what Sam Darnold was. You got to come in and kind of pick up. And that's a tough position to be in. You know what I'm saying? You just McCarthy. But unfortunately, you got hurt. Somebody stepped in and played. They had their team in that position, and somebody else paid them. And now it's on you what they left off in Sam Darnold. And like I said, Sam Darnold ain't really had a hell of a career like that anyway. So that puts the pressure on him.
Y'all think it's any pressure on the boy in Atlanta?
Michael Penix?
Yeah.
Medium. I would say they're like medium amount of pressure. Like if he struggles, they're not going to immediately yank him just because.
Yeah, medium. I don't think it's high. I think it's like Ian said, medium. You know what I'm saying? Another one is Anthony Richardson. He was the
I already said this. Yeah, Anthony Richardson, definitely, man. Bam, I already said my quarterback, so relax. Your quarterback under pressure too.
They brought in Daniel Jones, and if you can't beat out Daniel Jones, then
the Millie Vanilli season.
And you the 4th pick, you done. You know what I'm saying? I don't even should have been the 4th pick when they drafted him. He didn't have enough college experience under his belt for me anyway. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play that many college games. So I don't understand. And every year he hurt. You know what I mean? And when he hurt, he hurt. He ain't missing 1 or 2 games. He missing 6, 7 games. You know what I'm saying?
Since we got 2 Bears fans up here and one in the comments, who got more pressure? Love or they quarterback, Caleb Williams?
So I'm going to say that in terms of playoffs and in terms of trying to win, it's Jordan Love. Like Jordan Love has more pressure on him because Green Bay's expectations isn't just, oh, we're going to have a winning season. Okay. The Bears' expectations should be, let's get over 500. Okay. Let's get to 9-8. All right. That's what the Bears should be at in the first season with Ben Johnson being there. Green Bay's expectations at this point is how do we get out of the first round? How do we get past the Eagles? How do we get past the NFC Championship game and get to a Super Bowl? The expectations are different in Green Bay than it is in Chicago. So because of that, there's more pressure on Jordan Love to actually have playoff success than Caleb Williams is this year. So,
he said Brett tapped out the game before. What up, Blaze? Man, we just talked about your Cincinnati Bengals, man.
Hey, what up? Hey, what up, Blaze? What up, man?
Yeah, no, I think it's Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the better quarterback anyway. So the better quarterback definitely has the most pressure. So,
he under pressure.
Yeah, just for playing for Green Bay. To me, that's like Dak too. You know what I'm saying? Dak plays for Dallas, so Dak definitely has pressure on him every year, man. He says, "I just hope Caleb chipped them pretty nails. Yeah, them little nasty nails he got going on, but
yeah,
nah."
I think Justin Fields got pressure too. You know what I'm saying? I think if
I didn't think about Fields.
If Fields don't have a good year, Justin Fields is going to be viewed as just a backup from here on out. I think this is last shot to really prove that he could be a solid starting quarterback in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He was drafted first round in Chicago. You know, they got rid of him, went to Pittsburgh, you know, and then he started, and then Russell Wilson worked his way back in, or they put Russell Wilson back in or whatever. So now Justin Fields gets another chance as the full-time starter. So if he don't prove that he can be full-time starting quarterback, he's just going to be viewed as a quarterback from here on out.
Well, Fields better get healthy if he banged up right now, because like he said, he might be on that short end of the stick, man. You know how they do them quarterbacks. He just known as a running quarterback too. Yeah, he definitely probably just gonna be that gadget type. What's that quarterback in New Orleans? Taysom Hill. He
Yeah.
might be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Just plug and play a little bit here and there, run some gadget plays for him. He got a toe injury. Oh yeah, that's bad. That turf toe ain't no joke. I forgot,
I
but
mean, as somebody who was claimed to be a Justin Fields hater when he was the quarterback in Chicago, and rightfully so, he was making a lot of mistakes. I will say in Pittsburgh, he did become more of a game manager. And I said this on a previous show, and I will say this now. And if it ends up being wrong, make fun of me. I don't care. If Justin Fields can be a game manager with the Jets, don't be shocked if they finish above 500. With Garrett Wilson, with Brees Hall, with all the weapons the Jets have with Justin Fields, if he can be a game manager, I think they can be above 500. And I know that some people say that's crazy, but I
nah, they
think
got a
that's the
defense
reality.
too. They
Like
Right, and they
who?
got a
yeah,
I don't
defense
even
too.
they
know
got a
who
Right.
do
good
they
defense.
have outside of Brees Hall and Garrett. I'm talking about on the offensive side of Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall, and that other running back Braylon.
Don't they got two running? Oh no, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, they got
It's,
two running backs for me. They got Breland
yeah,
Hall and they got Bryce Hall.
Braylon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I
and
think
Garrett
is
Wilson.
that Garrett Wilson, and I think like if he plays smart, like you said, he just got to be a game manager. He ain't got to do too much. You know, he could. You know what I'm saying? He could cut loose. But if that defense comes to play like they did 2 years ago, I think they could. I don't think they make the playoffs, but I think they could get over 500.
Right. Right. That's the misconception. I'm not saying they're gonna make the playoffs. I'm saying that they finished like 9-8 for the Jets. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
because
that's gonna be playoffs in the AFC. That's gonna be tough.
yeah, no, I don't think they make the playoffs. I think they could be over 500 and probably try to get a wild card, but they won't.
Yeah, that's gonna
Said
be
Ralph,
that's
that's facts. But man, shit, that was it for us.
yeah,
Appreciate you,
yesterday
man.
was
Appreciate you, JD. Appreciate you, Blaze in the comments. Dalton in the comment. My boy Bama. Jets, Dolphins, and Pats. Yeah, they are trash though. You know what I'm saying? Wilson and Brees. Brees Hall is
yeah,
nice. I like them
yeah.
boys.
I don't think they have enough offensively that if he's just a game manager that they can win some games. I think they need some more on the offensive side for him to be just a game manager. With
Who's
what
their
they
second
got,
receiver?
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't even know who their second
Well, he gonna
receiver
have to
is.
make some plays though. That's what I'm like. He gonna have to
Yeah,
make some plays on his feet.
he
But he
can't
can't
just
be
be a
throwing.
game manager.
He can't be. To me, game man, he can't be turning the ball over. If he turning the ball over, they definitely ain't gonna be doing nothing. If he manage his interceptions and turnovers and don't fumble, they could push to 500.
Yeah, he
So
got to do a little bit more than be a game manager. Now, if they was loaded, then I could see him being just a game manager, not messing it up. But they ain't loaded enough for him to be just a game man. He got to do a little bit more than be a game
I
manager.
think that it's gonna be more on that defense. If that defense, like what Pittsburgh last year, Pittsburgh defense was pretty good last year, and he was winning some games. So if he could, you know what I'm saying, limit his turnovers and that defense play crazy, I think they could get some 500.
so
Appreciate you,
by the way, that Jets number 2 receiver that you said, correct me if I'm wrong.
Lazard.
I think it's Malachi Corley. I think they drafted him like in
Oh,
the second
Corley
round last.
Lazard and a
Yeah, they
rookie
drafted him like in the second round last year, if I vaguely recall.
and a tight end, and a rookie tight end. We gonna see, man.
Yeah, yeah. Mason Taylor from LSU. Yeah,
Yeah, we gonna see. Yeah, he said Mason Taylor.
yeah, yeah.
But man, appreciate you, Ralph, man.
All
Gonna be
right,
on
fellas,
next week.
man. Till next week.
All right, man. Like I
Okay.
said, I appreciate
All
you,
right.
JD, man. The comments, man. Y'all 5 million
Yep.
people watching. Hit that like button, man.
Yep. Appreciate y'all in
Appreciate
the
y'all.
comments, man. Tune
All
in.
right, all right, we out.